you come together with like-minded people that are living out maybe different timelines of problems that you've encountered before, different situations, and it's all about elevating each other, right? You hold information that might help me, and I hold information that might help you. And I have this saying that I do have to share in our online learning programs. They're easy to digest. They're full of information. So internally and now publicly, I call them mindful, thoughtless learning.
You're busy, you've got a decent practice, but nobody wants to be decent. You want to be great, and you want to have a great practice. So how did the most productive, profitable dentist in the nation balance real life, work, and profits, and somehow make it all seem fun? Well, it comes down to simple, everyday practices. So grab a lunch, join us as we chat with top clinicians and influencers to discover their formula for uncommon success. Are you ready? Then it's time to explore everyday practices.
Hey everybody, it's Chad Johnson. Welcome to Everyday Practices. We're in August of 2020, and today we have a special guest, Dana Salisbury. Yes. So, I saw on your speaker bio that you're not only an MBA, and I'm going to butcher this because I think you're either a shroom or a shrimp. And I don't know what those are, but when I saw, you're calling from Louisiana and I saw the shrimp on there, I was just like, surely that can't be that you're a fisherman. So what exactly is a shrimp and a shrimp ta'a?
I was calling it a shrimp, so I'm so glad that you said shrimp.
My husband says shrimp as well. Shrimp is my second favorite food next to crawfish, of course.
I figured, of course.
Yes. And SHRM-CP is the Society for Human Resource Management. And I am also a talent acquisition specialist with SHRM as well.
Talent acquisition. Cool. So now you've been with Productive Dentist Academy for over a year now. Is that right?
That's correct.
Well, I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it was a secret or whatever, but one thing that we wanted to talk.
Speaking of talent acquisition, we acquired some talent. That's what you're saying, Chad, right?
That we acquired some talent? Heck yeah. But Dana, so tell us, over the last year, you've been kind of instrumental especially in the last few months, at releasing some of our video content altogether through PDA. Can you tell the listeners about that?
Oh man, well, COVID came at the perfect time for us at PDA.
It actually did.
We planned ahead. We were ready for this. So over a year ago, we have really ramped up our online learning, but it's not just online learning. It's not just peer learning.
Wait, what is it?
It's blended.
Blended
learning. So one without the other would not be as great. So we have it both in there. And this is really what we're doing is we're complementing. It's centrifugal force in learning. How about that? So we have online content that is amazingly packaged, beautiful programs for you and your team to work through. But what makes it so fantabulous is the peer learning component, where you come together with like-minded people that are living out maybe different timelines of problems that you've encountered before, different situations, and it's all about elevating each other, right? You hold information that might help me, and I hold information that might help you.
Yep.
And I have this saying that I do have to share in our online learning programs. They're easy to digest. They're full of information. So internally and now publicly, I call them mindful, thoughtless learning. Mm-hmm. So then what that means is it's mindful, right? We've put so much thought and love and planning into these online programs, but it's thoughtless for the student. You're not searching for things. You're not wondering what's next. It's very predictable and systematized. So,
well, Dana, I found that in that business foundations course that I've been taking, that when you get done with the 3-minute video or the 6-minute video or whatever, because they're packaged nice and tight, that I can finish that thought. And then the very next thing, instead of like on YouTube, there's 16 videos to choose from, right? What do you want to watch the next? And I'm like, oh no, I want to watch 8 of these, but this is very linear in like, just go to the next one, you know, and you just hit continue and you just go to the next one and the next one and the next one, and you kind of build on it. So it's almost like they should call it business foundations. No, I'm just going to start bringing in dad jokes because you started me on it, but so here's a question. So the business foundations course, are there other courses that are coming down the pipeline? I mean, I guess I'm probably setting you up a softball lob, but I mean, you know, that's kind of the big one right now, but what else is coming down the pipeline?
Chad, are you going to put me on
No.
to just reveal our
No,
secrets
don't reveal
right
secrets,
now?
but surely but yes.
Yes, there's a lot coming up. We have a second level that will be coming up. So right now we have our business impact foundations.
Yep.
And then we'll be having a second level. So exclusive. I don't even know if I can say the name publicly yet. Okay.
Tesla.
No.
Oh.
Listeners can't see our video. It can be a blessing because I just did the old, what is it? Little Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
Raps.
Let's call it Project Tesla.
Project Tesla.
Yes.
Yeah. And this may shock you, Chad, but Business Impact Foundations is impactful. So while this is that foundational learning component it's geared towards practicing dentists that own their office, and it's a lot of material. So not only are we going over business risk, we're diving into team engagement, marketing alignment, so many different components. I mean, we're
making your vision and your mission statement concrete.
Absolutely.
That's what I was actually working on that this morning. You'd be proud of me.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we have these goals for you, right? So it really does, it can get you excited no matter what kind of learner you are. So if you're very goal-oriented, if you're a step learner, we really have hit the mark on this. The team behind this program is phenomenal. So I am extremely proud of this program, and more to come. So I'm super excited.
Project Tesla, you heard about it first here. No, that's cool. What I really love about the impact foundations, one of the things is that you can fast forward the video. So like you can do 2 times and stuff like that, which I really, really love. And because I can make a 10-minute video into 5 minutes, and I can hear that fast. Some people can't, so be it. But the other thing is that it's got the written transcript down underneath. So if you only want to listen to it, that's fine. And if you only want to read it, but like some people are, I don't know what you'd call it, AV kind of people, audio visualatory, that you would want to not only watch the video like audio, but you can scroll down and read with you to help you concentrate. And so the ADD kind of people, I think that really helps.
I have to do that.
Thank you.
Chad, I'm so glad you brought that up. I absolutely have to do that.
Yes.
My eyes have to connect with words and audible, otherwise I do not learn as well.
Yep.
And there's a lot of
That's why
research.
we're twinsies.
Yes. And there's a lot of research that I did internally on the PDA team, asking our consultants, how do you learn?
Yeah.
How do you like to consume new information? And I promised you that everything that we serve up.
I figured you did.
Everything we serve up is mindful.
That's right.
And thoughtless.
Yes.
So again, you as a participant can arrive, watch what you want to watch, consume it how you want. If you're a reader, I want to know that I can go back. I may watch the same content 3 times in a week. So every week we have a new release. And for example, our foundations course is an 8-week program. So you have 8 weeks, every week a new topic is covered, and we expand on that within the peer learning component. So we're doing that blended learning model, and it's amazing what happens when these people come together. We watch people arrive stressed. We watch people arrive with problems, and others are elevating that person in the conversation. I've been there before. Ooh, you know what you need to consider. And I could have never thought on our own. And have you ever heard the term neurodiversity?
No.
Say it one more time.
Diversity.
Neurodiversity. Of course. I coined the term back in '88. Tell me more about it.
With your neurological talents.
That's right.
No, it's really the magic of what happens during peer learning. So in neurodiversity, what we do, we recognize the magic that comes together when we have people that think and process information in different ways. That's what makes my excitement about talent acquisition a thing. That's what makes peer learning such an amazing thing, is because we can all look at the same object and see something different.
Do you know what I call that, Dana? When people are my side view mirrors.
I love it.
Oh.
Because sometimes, someone will say, oh, I kind of see that in a different angle, and stuff like that. I think, oh, they're my side view mirror. And It's funny because we're looking at the same object. They just looked at it a different way, and they're keeping me from wrecking. How cool is that?
That's a really good way to put it. Dana,
great analogy.
One of the things that I think a lot of, non-clinical CE and clinical CE, a lot of things that the industry is looking at right now, and I've heard doctors talk to me about, is that the big hole that's been left by not going to live events. And I've heard from doctors about them saying, we want to have that same experience of going to the live event. And obviously we can't go golfing together, can't all meet in one place, but could you kind of expand a little bit on the peer learning a little bit and what you've seen, how doctors interact? Because from my perspective, it's a little bit shocking to me that not only do I think you've done a really good job in recreating that environment, but it's actually going deeper than just a weekend, where you get to meet each other for 48 hours and then you're flying home to your families and your practice.
Yeah. And I think if we want to sustain any kind of change, repetition is very important. So the way that specifically in foundations and with other online programs that we have, we're building on that information, and it's kind of getting driven in every week, right? And so we're becoming more familiar with it and more comfortable with its application. And through the peer learning component, we do have that support in the application and the interpretation, all the shuns, if you will. And I don't know, I think live events is an amazing component to learning, and it can't be totally replaced, but this is the closest thing to it. Renee says something. Renee Lewis is our chief of staff here at PDA. She, in her team engagement curriculum that is releasing this week for our participants, talks about communication versus collaboration. And I love this because communicating is one way, right? And it's important for sure, but collaboration is that exchange, right? And I feel so much collaboration in our blended learning. It cannot be duplicated. It's magical. Have I said that yet?
That's beautiful. No, I think that's great. Dana, why don't you tell us a little bit about your own journey and how you came to be a director of educational programs?
Yeah, because you've been doing dentistry for like 20 some years.
Yes, I have been in dentistry a very long time. I actually started in sales of a technical crown remover. And it just, I don't know. I don't think I was ever shy, but it really set me over the top, so to speak. So that was how I started, and I started in late high school. But it's interesting because over the years, especially as a young adult, you think, I finished my undergrad, I'm done with school, I'm so over this, I want to start my life. But even with dental professionals, no matter your education level, I mean, everyone, learning never stops. And I think that as an adult, I really did learn to appreciate curiosity and learning and not being complacent. I mean, being content and very happy, but asking, what else? What more do I need to know to help people? And I was kind of, I guess you could say, angry with myself that I didn't get my MBA. And it was just, it didn't mean anything other than a personal goal for myself. That was it. But I finished magna cum laude obviously with honors. It was supposed to be the happiest day, my graduation, and I sat on the couch next to my husband and I ugly cried out of nowhere. Now, keep in mind, my husband for 2 years ran the home. He did everything. I got home from work. I took twice the course load recommended for a working professional, and I nailed it. But this was for me. It was for no one else. And then I felt like, now what? And it was kind of like coming off of a roller coaster and someone telling you have to go home and nap. It's like,
right.
I went home to nap. So I went for more. I was looking at a human resource credential. I was considering it, mentioned it to someone, and they said, yeah, that's pretty hard. I don't think you'll pass. Thank you.
Oh, shoot.
Is that like your green light?
Yep.
Right.
On.
Oh, it's
Yep.
on.
I said, thank you so much. So if you do something about me, just tell me I can't do it. And oh yeah, it's on.
Like you can't go to Heart
That
Eight
is one of my
Barbecue with me in
favorite-
Dallas next time we meet up. Oh, man.
You can't eat that barbecue.
That's right.
Watch me.
Yes.
Chad will eat the barbecue and bike 50 miles at the same time. So he just burns it off as he thinks, and he starts
Right.
calories. I think.
Yeah, Dana, I don't know if you knew that I learned this on Friday, but while I was cycling and trying to run during our breakout sessions, like that you can't split off into breakout sessions on Zoom if you're on your phone. Like it only works on a desktop. So there's a little nugget for everyone to know is if you're trying to multitask and do something while you're on your phone in a Zoom meeting, you can't go into breakout sessions. Those breakout sessions though are valuable. Like it's nice to be able to split up into smaller groups of 4 or 5 and talk stuff out.
Oh, Chad, that brought
Yes.
up a really good point when you talk about peer learning. In that, tell us about how it's been structured. How peer learning? Because peer learning means what? Like, how do you meet? What does it look like? Are there multiple systems to how you can meet? And how does that work?
Well, I mean, Dana, I'll let you finish it out. But like to me, the idea is that when we are talking on the Facebook, what is it called? Maybe driven group. What is it?
Workplace.
The workplace. So Facebook designed that, or whatever the word, it rolled it out. And so workplace, Dana got everyone plugged in. So that way on our own time, we can talk stuff out and think it through. So that's one modality that we can kind of meet as a group and discuss our ideas and our successes and our weaknesses for the stuff that we're working on. And then also just having the weekly Zoom meetings. We've got kind of a casual Wednesday of discussion time, and then on Friday more the learning time and whatnot. And then you can also catch up with those videos at a later time if you missed that. So there's multiple avenues. It's like it was purposefully thought out, right, Dana?
We may or may not plan here at PDA. No, we do. We absolutely do. This has been very well thought out. Again, thoughtless for the participants, mindful learning, but we have taken care of all of the dirty work, right? So, but it's the collaboration. And Chad, are you seeing how our participants are coming together and supporting each other?
Yeah, it's active and it's supportive as opposed to like kind of a passive group, which, I mean, it's tough to know when you don't know everyone. It's like, okay, are we all going to play nice in the same sandbox? But I think the parameters are set that everyone comes together and gives it a little try and then realizes that that's working. So then they go give it a bigger try, and it keeps on, building on that success of that.
And it's very close to a live event in that way. You know how you go to a PDA conference, right? And by day 3, you're conversing with other teams, maybe that you had lunch nearby or at other tables. So for this, we've never been more connected yet more alone. So this is why this is so important. And I think that we've just gotten used to, as a culture, saying, yeah, I'm good. And then no, like, really, how are you? And when your peers are genuinely invested in how your day is going in your practice, I mean, it's unbelievable. So really our whole online program, everything that we're doing, everything PDA does has one clear objective. Do you know what that is, Chad?
No, I don't even want to give it a guess.
It's, you know what it is?
No.
He says no. It's predictable growth within our practice. And that can be personally, that can be our team connection, that can be our business. All of this is when we have predictable anything, we're going to enjoy ourselves a lot more, no matter what it is, right?
Absolutely. And the people that are on the same bus going along on the same ride.
Yes.
Yeah. My goodness, I think that's where, Regan, do you have other questions? I mean, like for Dana, or is this kind of where we say amen and that's it?
I think this is the perfect amen moment here. I think you tidied that up, Dana, just like you are with poise and grace. And
definitely,
I feel like our listeners are going to get a good insight into how education is adapted and how leaders, like you, Dana, are at the forefront and really passionate about helping doctors get the.
And Dana, I mean this as a compliment. Like CIREC doctors and Spear Education really have a corner on the market for how awesome they present data, and I feel like we've taken it to another level. So I'm proud of what you've done, and so if anyone has something to base it off of, like CIREC doctors, cdocs.com. It's that kind of quality and yet more interactive and more sequential. So if that's even possible. So
wow,
yes.
Dana, put that on your wall.
Yep, more sequential. That's your new license plate.
Chad is not fluffy with his compliments. He means them when he gives them.
Isn't that the truth? That's sad.
No, it's great.
That's so funny. Now I'm going to be like, Chad didn't compliment me today.
I know. There's your only compliment the next 10 years. Take it or leave it.
I will write that down.
You better.
Well, Dana, is there anything that you're reading right now, or anything that's kind of on your personal time that you're finding interesting or fun?
Well, I just finished up a book on negotiation, which is very interesting. So that was
cool.
A recommendation by Patty, Never Split the Difference.
Yeah.
It's great.
I read that book. It's great. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm kind of mad about it because I want the physical copy, because I'm one of those highlighters.
Right.
I need to go back and study it again.
Dana, I'll go look on my bookshelf. If I can find it, I will ship it down to you.
Amazing.
I always split the difference, so I totally need to read that.
All right, Chad, we have one last question, right?
Dana, I know your answer. Bacon or bacon?
Okay. You ask bacon or eggs to anyone else. So I'm going to rephrase the question, bacon or eggs. There's no pleasing me. Listen, I want bacon grease in my eggs. Lots of grease.
Eggs weren't an option even. I just want you to know, for the record. So, well, thanks everyone for listening to our podcast today, Everyday Practices. Today, the Director of Educational Programs, Dana Salisbury. Dana, thank you so much.
Anytime.
All right, Regan, have a good rest of the week.
You too, both of you.
All right, y'all have a good rest of the week. Take care.
Bring your lunch or take us to the gym again next week to improve your everyday practices. Also, subscribe on iTunes, follow us on social media, and sign up for our email list. Now get out there and win with Everyday Practices.